So what's the Ride1Up Prodigy XC? That's coming right up. Today we're checking out the Ride1Up Prodigy XC, a Class 3 electric bike with a very interesting German-made mid-drive motor. Let's break down its features, the ups and downs, and see how it measures up in the real world. So let's get to it.
The Prodigy XC sports a carbon matte, step-over frame with front air fork suspension, a sleek look for those who appreciate aesthetics in their rides. It's geared towards riders 5'6" and up, so if you're in that height range, this bike's ergonomics might just be a perfect fit. With 27.5-inch Maxxis Forecaster all-terrain tires, it promises a solid grip on various surfaces. The front air fork suspension with 120 millimeters of travel and hydraulic lockout is good for comfort and control, especially on those bumpy paths. Safety-wise, the Tektro hydraulic brakes offer reliable stopping power. Plus, the integrated 80 lux headlight is super bright, a big plus for night riders. The MTB 31.8mm handlebars with a 20mm rise, paired with Velo locking rubber grips, should provide a comfortable steering experience. The Broza 1.5-inch color display is sleek, keeping you informed with 4 levels of pedal assist. However, the lack of an indicator on the advent shifter might leave you guessing your gear until you get a feel for the bike.
Today we're going to do a walkthrough of the Ride1Up Prodigy XC. So this is a Class 3 electric bike that can go at 28 miles per hour with pedal assist. So we have a carbon matte step-over frame, and that's the XC model. This is good for riders who are 5'6" and up. For the tires, we have these 27.5-inch by 2.4-inch Maxxis Forecasters with an all-terrain tread. The Prodigy also has a front air fork suspension, and this has 128 millimeters of travel. Here we have the hydraulic lockout, and this is where you add air. We also have Tektro HD M745 100mm hydraulic disc brakes. We also have an integrated super bright 80 lux headlight. Of course, the Ride1Up medallion right here in the front. We have 31.8mm MTB handlebars with a 20mm rise. Here we have Velo rubber locking grips. Another look at the Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. And this is the Broza 1.5-inch color display. You do have 4 levels of pedal assist. So right now it's on the off position. You have Eco, Tour, Sport, and Boost. And those are your 4 levels. Over here you have the battery life. You also have your RPM, obviously speed, and then you could change the display to show your average cadence, your max cadence, your power, average power, max power, and your range, as well as your time. So plenty of readings on this display, even though it's really small. Here's a right-hand Velo locking rubber grip. Over here is a micro shift advent shifter, and this shifter actually has no indicators, so you just kind of have to feel the bike and how it rides to shift. So experienced cyclists are used to this. They don't actually need to see any numbers or display. They just know when to downshift and when to upshift. And it is a trigger shift. Hidden inside of the frame is a 36 volt, 14 amp hour battery with Samsung cells. And this is really the standout feature of the Prodigy. This is a German-made Broza TF Sprinter mid-drive motor. So it has a torque sensor, and it's made to feel very naturalistic when you're pedaling. So as you notice, there is no throttle here on the handlebars. So everything is pedal assist only. Here's another look at the Tektro HD M745 100mm disc brake. Now the XC model also has the Cell Royale SRX saddle seat. And this is a closer look at the Micro Shift Advent. And this is what the Micro Shift Advent shift sensor looks like. So the total weight of the bike is 58 pounds. It's not that light, but it's manageable. All right, first ride with the Ride1Up Prodigy XC. So the XC is actually made for riders 5'6" and up. So it is a little bit high for me, but should be okay. So this bike has no throttle. It's completely pedal assist, and it is a mid-drive motor made by Broza, which is a German-made motor. So let's get right into it. There's 4 levels of pedal assist. There's Eco, Tour, Sport, and Boost. So I will do Tour. And so yeah, very natural cadence with my pedaling. It's not abrupt. There is a torque sensor in this motor, so it is reacting to my pedaling. And yeah, it feels very, very natural. I'll bump this up to boost. So this is the highest level of pedal assist, and you do got to get right into it and start pedaling it, and then the motor kicks in. And it is only 36 volts, so it's not going to be like super strong or anything. It's not going to be really abrupt or too powerful. This is really good for riders who don't need a thumb throttle and they just like a traditional e-bike. And yeah, it feels really, really good. Easy to get up to speed. Try going uphill over here. Okay. So 20 miles per hour going uphill, and just 28 miles per hour going downhill. And we'll test the hydraulic disc brakes. Plenty of stopping power with the hydraulic disc brakes. So yeah, first impressions, the Prodigy XC is really good for getting a workout. I can't remember the last time we reviewed an e-bike without a throttle, but if you're into pedaling and you want to get some physical exercise, this is definitely the bike you could do that with. The XC model is the more expensive model in the Prodigy lineup. Again, you have this step over frame, but it also comes with this air fork. So you have the air suspension fork, and that's really helpful if you ride this off-road. This is the first time I've ridden a Brose mid-drive motor, and feels really good. It definitely assists your pedaling, and it reacts in a very gradual way. It's not abrupt. It doesn't feel like there's too much torque once you get on the pedal assist. The torque sensor is really mild when it kicks in. That's good for riders who don't want that much power, but I could see that being an issue if you're stopped at an incline and you just need a little bit more power to get up the hill. You're gonna have to like really use your leg power to do that since there is no throttle. The only thing that I would change is that the shifter doesn't actually have a display. So you're upshifting and downshifting just based on how the bike feels when you're riding it. Now, if you're an experienced cyclist, that's good. You're not really gonna look down between your legs to look at, you know, what gear you're on. You'll just know it by riding. For anyone who's inexperienced and they like to have a display here, you just have to get used to it, I guess. But overall, the Ride1Up Prodigy, like all of the Ride1Up bikes we've reviewed, it's made up of really quality parts, super easy to assemble, and I could see how their entire lineup can accommodate a whole range of riders.
The German-made Brose TF Sprinter mid-drive motor and torque sensor contribute to a naturalistic biking experience, making your ride feel more like traditional cycling than an assisted one. It's powered by a 36-volt, 14-amp-hour battery with Samsung cells. While the range is estimated at 30 to 50 miles, this can vary based on weight, terrain, and pedal assist level. A point to note, the range might feel limited for those long excursions. The Cell Royale SRX saddle has a great design, but might be a little too hard for uneven terrain. Other name brand components like the Shimano Alivio cassette and Advent shifter means a higher chance of reliability. At 58 pounds, it's a fairly weighted bike, balancing sturdiness with mobility. So here's what we like. The bike's design encourages physical activity, making you work those pedals. The Brose mid-drive motor ensures power delivery feels smooth and natural, and the quality parts from reputable companies add to the bike's overall reliability. Here's what we think could be improved. Without a throttle, starting up on inclines can be a challenge. The battery range could be a concern for those who venture far, and the lack of a gear indicator means you'll learn your gears by feel, which might not suit everyone.
Overall, the Ride1Up Prodigy XC seems like a solid choice for those who enjoy an active ride and value the feel of a traditional bike with some electric boost. While it has some areas that could improve, especially for those who prefer features like a throttle or a gear indicator, it stands out for its natural riding feel and quality components. So what do you think? Is the Ride1Up Prodigy XC the kind of e-bike that suits your style, or do the cons outweigh the pros for your needs? Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation rolling. If you want to dive into more EV tech tips, click the links on the side, and remember to like and subscribe so we can help you find tech deals that fit your lifestyle. We'll see you guys in the next video.